YouTube, what's up, y'all? Happy Friday. It's your boy Hendrick back with another one. Want to react to another Kevin Samuels clip that I found here. I believe this was during Men's Week. He takes some calls from some guys. I think he titled the video Power, Purpose, and Soft Skills. So I think it's going to be another masterclass. I appreciate y'all who watched the video I did a couple days ago. Another reaction video that I did. Appreciate the support on it. So I want to react to it, give my thoughts. I never watched this clip. I just want to hear what he says and give my 2 cents as well. So without further ado, let's get to the video.
Good work. Let's go ahead and get this person in because he keeps popping in. So you must have something you really want to talk about.
Hello?
Yes. You've been trying to get on.
Hey. Yes. So, my question more so is like,
First
I
off,
feel like
introduce
I've been
yourself.
developing.
First off, introduce yourself. Tell me how old you are and where you're calling from.
Okay, yes, sir. So my name is Joseph. I'm from Virginia Beach. Went to school in DC. Graduated last year.
And how old are you?
24.
Okay.
And so just to kind of go into it, so I believe I've been working on my soft skills, kind of trying to develop them a little bit better. I've been in corporate environments, but in terms of I'm kind of transitioning to a new job. So I've been finding that different like soft skills are more accepted or have to be more like worked on at different jobs, kind of. And just
I don't understand what you're
get a
You're
better
24 years old. You said you've been working on your soft skills. Okay, I'm going to tell you, they need much more work.
Okay.
I'm just going to be honest, because you've been trying to get on, which is cool. But the first thing you do when you get into a place, you need to introduce yourself.
Oh.
I mean, when I told you to introduce yourself, see, a lot of times you young guys think the world knows you. You got mute the YouTube channel and stuff in the background. Get off Bluetooth, get off speakerphone. Now, you say you've been working on your soft skills, right?
Yes.
Did you graduate from college? Yes?
Yes.
What's your degree in?
Economics.
Okay. How have you been working on your soft skills?
I've been utilizing like LinkedIn Learning. I'm trying to go out just talk to people.
So you have not hired a coach?
No.
Okay. Why?
Just
be honest. I'm cheap.
Yes.
Can't afford it.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm cheap.
So that.
Let me stop right there. He can't afford one. I can answer the question for him. He clearly can't afford one. He says first of all, Kevin's right. Like, he came on there very timid, no conviction. He didn't even introduce himself. He just came on there and just started talking. Didn't say his name, where he was from. Nice to meet you. Thank you for having me on the platform. This is how I've been working on myself. He didn't have any concrete examples of how he's been working on himself. He just started just oohing and ahhing, and it seems like he's just trying to conjure up answers. Part of soft skills, part of working on yourself is you got to get out in the field and you got to have conversations with people. That's why, sales has a negative stigma, but it's great because it allows you that opportunity to get the marbles out, and it forces you to interact because your livelihood's on the line, right? You gotta interact with people because that's how you pay your bills. That's how you flourish. That's how you make money at the end of the day. Same thing with entrepreneurship, business. To get your product out there, you have to market. With marketing, there's different ways you market. Sometimes you, as the sole proprietor of a business, starting out, it's just you. You're the employee and the owner. You got to get your name and your brand out there. You got to be sociable, networking events. But I digress. So Evan brings up a good point. How you been working on the soft skills? He didn't really have any examples. The only way to work on something is to do. over and over and over and over to the point that it becomes muscle memory. Let's continue.
Do you want to pay for a coach?
You can't
I
afford
would
one.
to.
No,
I
no, no,
pay
no,
for
no, no. I said, do you want to?
Yeah.
Okay, because when I talk to guys who are people who are in college, see, college is an expense, and you're willing to put that expense to because you think the outcome's going to be there. You're going to make more money, have a better job, so you're willing to pay for that. So you're willing to pay for that learning for a different outcome. But this you have not paid for. You're trying to do it the free way, and it's not working. How are you supposed to get better with soft skills with inanimate objects?
Thank
like
you.
Books and videos.
Exactly.
That makes sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So,
And that's exactly what I alluded to in my last point. In order for you to work on soft skills, you have to go out and do. You have to interact with people. That's the only way you can communicate better. You have to, and dating is a part of that. Talking to women, going outside, making new friends, being sociable, going to social events, getting out of your comfort zone. Hi, my name is firm handshake, direct eye contact with a person. That's how you learn. That's how you become more sociable. That's how you ultimately work on your soft skills.
do you work?
I work for I'm a federal contractor.
Okay, so are you in an office with a lot of people?
Yes.
About how many people?
Probably 100,
100.
150.
So, and probably half of those people are women.
He's alluding to my point.
Probably a little bit more.
So if I ask some of the women in the office about you, or if I ask people in the office about you, would they know you? Would they say nice things about you?
Yeah, I think so. I would say so.
Let me rephrase that question. If I said off the record, would they say nice things about you? Tell me off the record
Yes.
what kind of guy this guy is. So, my suggestion, number one, is going to be, there's some basic conversational stuff that a lot of millennials and zennials don't get. Because you spend so much time online or on texting anything. Even just our conversation is just choppy.
Yep.
There's no real rhythm to it.
Yep. Hey, that guy, you can tell whoever the brother is on the phone, he's very nervous. He's definitely unsure. He's not confident. It's evidently clear that he is not a social. He's probably an introvert. He probably goes to work, go home. He does not interact with a lot of people. It's painfully clear in this dialogue he's having with Mr. Samuels here. So, but let's continue with the video.
So you're supposed to say something,
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to soak in.
but you're in a conversation.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah.
flow. There's no dialogue really. It's a dead
You're
end.
supposed to say something right
Okay.
there too.
Yeah, you see?
Yeah. I've been working on it right now, just trying to kind of take in everything that you're saying. And to be honest with you, this not even trying to make an excuse, but just
How's your romantic?
Conversing
how's
on
your
that.
Conversing on the phone should be no different than in person.
It should.
Do you have a girlfriend?
I don't.
Have you ever had a girlfriend?
Yes.
How long ago?
About a year ago.
How long did that last?
2 years.
Were you guys sexually active?
Yes.
Okay, 24 years old, you had a girlfriend about a year ago. Do you have sex on a pretty regular basis after the relationship?
Yes.
Do you make that happen? I mean, you go out, you see a woman, she's attractive, you step to her, introduce yourself, get her number, chat her up, seduce her, take her out. What?
Yeah.
Do you do that?
Yes, I do. So I have no problem. Like I don't have a problem in that area. To be honest with you, my whole thing is, and this is what I've been trying to work on for the last few years, trying to convert those types of skills, the soft skills needed for those types of things, into specifically like the career and the workforce.
Well, I'll tell you one thing you're gonna need to work with a coach, because I'll just take you at your word, but I'm not seeing the transition, because generally guys who are sexually successful with women, who actually can make that happen, don't struggle to talk to men.
Facts. 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 I don't know who this guy is. He capping. He capping big time, man. He is not. He ain't getting no punani like that, man. Like Coach Greg Adams said, he ain't getting no punani like that. I'm letting you know that right now. He not doing that. He is, just from this dialogue, I can tell Buddy is socially awkward. And if he's socially awkward with women, best believe he's socially awkward in the workplace and any other environment that he's in. I can almost wholeheartedly guarantee. Because if he was getting play like that, he was getting boxed from women and dealing with women on a regular basis, bro. If you can talk to women, you should be able to talk to anybody. You should be able to strike a conversation, carry a conversation. The easiest way to carry a conversation, just be charismatic. Especially with dealing with women, crack jokes. Man, just have a good positive vibe and energy. That's how you invite people in to want to have a conversation, continue a conversation with you. But I'm no expert. I'm just some random ninja talking online, giving my 2 cents, 3 cents at the most. But let's continue with the rest of the video.
It's usually harder to talk to women than men.
Facts.
Now I understand in the hookup culture, you guys sex happens, but far more often these days, women are making it happen. If I had more time, I would ask more questions, and I would be really shocked if it's what you're trying to say it is. But coaching is what it's going to take. Last couple of questions. How much are you making? What'd you say?
60.
60?
60K.
60,000?
Yeah, 60K.
Okay. What are you doing with the phone, bro? Hello?
It is going in and out. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, I make 60K.
$60,000.
Yep.
And what did you make last year?
50.
What's the top end in your position? What's your job title?
I'm a financial analyst. The top end would be more so like 75, I believe.
Well, I'll tell you this. Coaching, interpersonal communication. Let me go ahead and put my thing in the chat room. I do one-on-one interpersonal communication training. But I would say there's more to it than this. Communications coaching, soft skills, it's just more than talking. It's more than speaking. There's whatever you're doing with the microphone, I don't know what's going on over there. Body language, eye contact, things like that. Because I'll be honest with you, what I'm kind of getting from you, there's some stuff that's kind of missing here, but I can't really go through it much here. I got other people. But yeah, man, coaching, especially if you're making $60,000 a year, you better do it now. Don't wait. And if nothing else, stop trying to do it for free. So I'm just being honest, stop trying to do it for free. Free does not work. See, anytime you're on top or you're winning and you decide to slow down, there's usually because there's something coming ahead that you don't want to deal with. There's a curve coming up, and your car does well straight, but you don't know how to corner. You can't drift. You can't do something. Well, the way I used to think back then, I'll wait. I figured out all analysis paralysis instead of speed into the corner. Learn, figure out, and one of the best things, one of my best friends, and he'll tell you, one of the best things I ever learned is to admit I don't know shit.
I agree with that. I agree, especially when you get around people who know stuff. There's always someone who knows more than you. Like to have humility, to know that you don't know ish, and have a willingness to learn and have no issues admitting that you don't know something. That's a big step. That's a quality that a lot of people don't have. both men and women, because a lot of us are prideful and egotistical and act like we're Mr. and Mrs. Know-it-alls, and a lot of us don't know nothing. A lot of us are oblivious to a lot of things that are going on knowledge base wise. So he's right about that. But let him cook, man. Let me not interrupt too much, but let's continue.
The best things I've ever learned through therapy is to admit I don't know a damn thing. You're good at this. I don't know how to do it. Teach me. Best practices. And trying and failing. See, a powerful man understands it's a long-term game.
Facts.
And it's not, you don't worry about failing in front of people who don't necessarily matter to your in-term success. Yeah, you fall. People are gonna laugh. Think about when I was a young boy and I played the cornet. 4th grade cornet. It was hell on my family and my neighbors. I sounded horrible. But when I went from cornet to second chair, third chair cornet, second chair cornet, first chair cornet, then I graduated to trumpet, but I had to go back to third chair trumpet instead of first chair cornet. Yeah. Second chair trumpet, first chair trumpet, drum major, jazz band. There was a time about 6 years later, where my neighbors would come outside, pour a glass of wine, smoke their cigarettes, and wait to hear me play Dizzy Gillespie, Miles Davis, Herb Alpert. Just something. You have to have the patience to go through the pain. So a lot of us don't want to deal with the pain because we didn't learn how to deal with pain. This is where daddy not being there fucks up so many of us, because we got all this testosterone and we don't know how to deal with pain in a masculine way, so we end up bitching out. We end up dealing with pain in a feminine way.
Yeah.
Because
before he cooks, he's right about that. Like, individuals, like, especially like men, a lot of dudes. Hell, I can even admit that I've been guilty of this too. Like, when we're going through an adverse situation and we don't know how to deal with it. A lot of people don't know how to deal with setbacks. I didn't know how to deal with it in my early mid-20s. I would lash out. I would lash out at myself. I would lash out at others. And that's what he means by feminine. That's something, women do. As men, that's not the best way to deal with that, and I didn't understand at the time. And a lot of us growing up didn't understand because we don't know no better. I know for me growing up, my dad, when he was angry, upset, he would just blow a gasket. He didn't deal with things great. So that was my live example growing up. So I didn't know any better. It took experience, and it took me just aging and just getting in those situations, just understand that it's temporary setbacks in life. Life is ebb and flows. Always. But those setbacks don't define you, ultimately. What are you going to do when those setbacks happen? What is your response? Are you going to rise to the challenge and get yourself out of that hole and learn from it? Learn from the mistakes and grow? Or are you going to succumb to the mistakes and use that as a crutch and use that as an excuse for why you're not where you want to be? That's the question. And it took me, it didn't really click for me until I got into my late 20s. The early 30s is when, when life started turning around for me personally. So, yeah, I digress, man. Let's get back to the video.
he was raised by our mamas. This is no shot at the mothers. But mothers cannot raise sons effectively to deal with male emotions.
Facts.
Emotions and testosterone are fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I've seen, my bad, I keep cutting it off, but he's making really good points. Dangerous man, right, is a man who's emotional with full of testosterone. That type of man will commit heinous crimes. Like, like whacking, what they like the mafia used to say back in the day. They like whacking a guy. If you know what whacking is, you know what I'm talking about. They will make life altering mistakes off of emotion, and so we have to do a better job of channeling. We have to channel that emotion and pour it into something else. Pour that pain into an activity, into something positive to eliminate what Mr. Samuel was talking about right here. But let's continue.
To a friend of mine who's a psychiatrist, and I was like, anyway, pain has a purpose.
Pain is love.
But incorrectly channeled through the feminine emotions in a masculine frame leads to chaos and destruction. Because all it takes is that one bad decision, one wrong move, one wrong step.
Yep.
And you're going to have life-altering choices. This is why training is so important. Discipline is so important. Power is not a boy's game. It's a man's pursuit. Power in all things. Power at all times. The game of power is something that men worldwide approve. We understand, and black men in particular, this is what we must start doing. Our women are in power. Understand something. Power only accedes to a demand. You want power? Power must be taken. It's not given.
Facts.
Our first thing in our community is we can talk about the bonnets and the slippers and all this other stuff until we actually are working together and take the power position in our own community. Yep. No other race of men has to take us serious. So
Facts. Our black women don't even take black men seriously. You know why? Because black women want to be, fellas. In order for us to take back, we got to take what he's talking about. Taking back the power in our community. It starts with the warfare right now between black men and black women. And what's going on right now? A lot of women don't have respect for men because there's a lot of men who cannot lead. They are incapable. They're not in position. Got to pay the cost to be the boss. Women will, if you want to take that power dynamic, and another thing with power, control. You got to have control. You got to have control at all times. Be in control of your emotions. That is as opposed to, our queens, they don't have that ability to do so because they're emotional. That's how they were built. That's how they were created. Us men, powerful man, the most disciplined man, he's in control of his emotions at all time. He's a leader. Or in chaos, he's not running around. He's not screaming. He's not gyrating. He's coming up with solutions. He's moving in the shadows to find a way to persevere. That's what women follow. You have to be the example. I said, man, every time I watch a video of Mr. Samuels, man, he speaks truth. And a lot of things that he says, man, is so important. It doesn't get talked about enough. So I'll rest his soul, man. This is excellent content right here, man. But let's continue with the video.
While we sit around and talk about Big Shirley and all this other stuff. Yeah. One way to actually combat this stuff is become the group of men we need to be, and we determine what's acceptable for them, and then they have a choice. If they want to be on they want to be on the winning team.
Yep.
They want to be where this is. They gotta decide to do what? Drop the weight, check the attitude, put the bonnet up, all the stuff we've been asking. Get power. Then you can start making demands.
Yep.
I don't expect black women to give us anything. They shouldn't. We have to take it.
Yep. They follow. Fellas, they supposed to follow us, not the other way around. We got to take the power. And we got to come, and another thing, we got to come together to form a community. of powerful men. We're divided. That's another issue. But that's a whole nother topic. I said, man, this man cooking, and I'm just taking mental notes and just chiming in, like I said.
Because if we got every other group of men has to fight for power. You have to fight for power amongst them. Well, how are we gonna fight on both sides? We gotta fight our women and the world? Yes. Now what? What you want me to tell you? No. Cry me a river. Fuck you. There's no crying in baseball. Oh man, that's fucked up. Man, the Monahan report and the civil rights movement, yep, you right. You know me, I'm on your side, but I ain't never had nobody tell me to get to the back of the bus. I've never really feared a lynching. I mean, come on, man. I am the number one advocate, but I am more of an advocate for men taking power. And the first thing you must master is yourself. If you cannot master you, you can call yourself a high value man, an alpha male, a select guy. You can call yourself Rumpelstiltskin, is all I care, but you can't lead nobody if they don't choose to follow you. You can pound your chest and say you alpha, 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 alpha. But if they're not following you, what are you gonna do? Sign language them? Oh, you should follow me because I'm an alpha. Look at how strong I am. Look at how deep my voice is. Look at my beard. Look at my tattoos. Look at this. Look at that.
The things he's describing, none of that stuff matters if the masses don't view you as stuff. It's the same thing, you know, how the high value man talk. Man, you shouldn't be self-proclaimed anything. Like, if fellas, you're in a relationship, the woman should already know who you are, what you represent. She'll act accordingly. She won't even have to tell you these things. How she acts and how she listens and how she respects your word and authority will tell you all you need to know. When you around a group of men, you in your community, how people view you and how people treat you, your energy, how you carry yourself, all those things. You don't have to self-proclaim anything to be anything. The masses will already know. The people around you will already know what time it is when you walk in the room. So, yeah, man. Let's good. I'm gonna let him cook and get my final thoughts at the end.
Hey, no. Alphas don't have to walk around saying I'm alpha.
Facts. That's what I just said.
Grandfather with a 4th grade education. You've all heard this before. If you got to say I'm a man in my own house, you've already lost.
Facts.
If you got to go ahead and tell people you're an alpha, what?
Let them cook.
Power. 3 male archetypes. And I'm opening up a call line. 3 male archetypes. And this is why I'm about to really go into the black male community. Stop being stupid. 3 male archetypes: refined, rakish, and rogue. Refined, I fall into the refined category. Much more of a sophisticated gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
Martinis, that kind of stuff. Don Draper, Mad Men, that's a refined kind of style personality. Rakish, think of Johnny Depp. Think of actually Tony Stark in Iron Man. Yeah. Robert Downey's Tony Stark. He's much more of the rake. And then the rogue. Think Han Solo, Harrison Ford. Much more of a swashbuckling personality. Refined, rakish, and rogue. I've talked about this. And the more direct translation to the black community will be the pretty boy, the bad boy, and the roughneck.
Yep.
The pretty boy, the bad boy, and the roughneck.
AKA Pookie and Ray Ray, y'all.
The problem is, in our community, we have made it to where only one personality is considered to be above all the others. We've made it to where the rogue,
Yep. He cooking. He cooking.
The roughneck.
The refined in the black community is a lost art. There's not many refined brothers. Nope. A lot of the refined men, they have ventured outward. They are amongst the rest. They are not in the black communities. I completely concur with Mr. Samuels on this. I view myself as refined as well. And yeah, from what I see in the black communities, I haven't been in every black community in America, but I've been in a couple. From what I've seen, no. The rogue, he is the one that is the driving force in the black communities, and that's an issue. Serious concerns there.
We made it to where the roughneck is the only thing we'll accept. Because see, the bad boy can still have a suit on.
Mm-hmm.
The rogue doesn't wear a suit. We made it to where we only accept, we have a one-dimensional masculinity in the black community. This is why people continue to call a man like myself gay. When in every other community, I'm just called a producer. The concept of calling a man gay because he actually cares about his appearance, is learned, and does the work day in and day out, we minimize it because you've been told that the only masculinity in that's valid is the roughneck.
And that's what's being promoted. Even our women don't respect men like Mr. Samuels. Remember, when he was amongst us, he would get flack for his delivery, the way he carried himself, the suits. He would get called, playing for the other team all the time. Even when he passed, there was plenty of women rejoicing, happy, joyful that he passed away. So he is not idolized. He is respected by the refined gentlemen, the men who watched him and supported him. But there are women who support him as well. But many were more joyful in his passing and had hatred for him when he was amongst the living. Sad, isn't it? So in the black community, black women, you dress up, you look good, they're like, oh, you sassy. That's the word. You're sassy. Oh, I don't want a man who spent too much time in the mirror. Oh, we got to fight for who gonna be in the mirror longer. All this nonsense I hear on social media, man. It's exactly what he's talking about. But a lot of our black queens, they like a dude tatted up with dreads who look like just another hood ninja, like the rest of them. Black guy in a suit, polished, got a nice watch, cologne, smells good, can articulate his points. That is still a rarity even in 2025. It's not a common thing to see. Unless you're in corporate America and you freak. You're often in these settings among these black professionals. But in most black communities, you won't see these professionals there. It's not even idolized. You are foreign to them. You're a weirdo. And that's an issue. It's unfortunate that it is that way. And a lot of those times, those young kids, our youth, they're influenced by that.
And this is, I'm going to say in Generation X, this is where we dropped the ball. We seeded the ground to gangster rap and hip hop.
Yep.
We went to college and X-Clan and Public Enemy were in. And we seeded the ground to this gangster rap hip hop, the thugification of black America, to where you got to be street or hood to be a man. Except that don't run no business. That doesn't run any businesses.
It don't.
The rogues of any group doesn't build.
Nope.
Like the bad boy, the pretty boy, the rogue of any group does not build like the refined and the rake.
They destroy.
Now, why is every other group, they don't fight between those three? But in our group, it's constant infighting because we got this only one can be right. Some people call it the Highlander or the Jesus thing. And if you as a black man cannot get over this bullshit, or if you're not alpha unless you're a roughneck,
Yep.
get out of here. Get out of here. Because one of the main things we do with ourselves is we limit ourselves by our own image.
Oh, facts. Also, we limit ourselves. Man, people, the names that we give our kids, the Daquan, Rashawn, Shaniqua, whatever hood rat name, this starts from that. The names that we give our children is also very important. I'm surprised he didn't touch on this. He probably touches on this in another video. Also bad. In black community, people setting up their kids for failure at birth. to not giving a fair chance to succeed. A lot of people were 4 laps behind in the race and got to play catch up. And for most, they never catch up, you know? But this brother preacher, man, I don't know why I wasn't reacting to more of his videos. I'm tripping. I apologize, y'all. That is gonna change because I didn't realize he dropped many gems like this. But let's continue.
Just Google search black man. Just Google search black man. See what pops up.
Oh,
Then Google search white man, Google search Chinese man, Mexican man, Pakistani man. Just Google and see what images pop up. Now the funny thing is, back in the 50s and 60s, we embraced all three. We had the rogue, the rake, and the refined. We had the pretty boy, the bad boy, and the roughneck. We had all of those. But when you allow somebody to take away things and we define ourselves by one thing, they are limiting your power options. That means you can only run play. And all they got to do is shut that play down. The NFL used to be a running league for the longest until people start learning how to pass and run and then throw passes to backs coming to running backs that are coming out of the backfield. Now the NFL, we went from a running league to the West Coast offense, changed the game. So gentlemen, I don't care if 80% of us are born out of wedlock. I don't care about institutionalized this or whatever. Every group has its challenges. Prejudice is a human condition. Some sort of ism is a human condition. The trick is to make yourself powerful enough to where it doesn't affect you. In this country, it starts, first you get the money, then you get the power, then you get the women. And I've already said it, in this country, but for us, it has to start here and here.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about? Maybe it still is all the women, and I can hear it already. It don't matter what we do, the women are still gonna be out of control, and okay. But I would tell you this way: I would rather be on this side fighting that battle than broke. I'd rather be on this side fighting that battle than in a position of powerlessness. I would rather be on this side and on a trying something different instead of just throwing your hands up and saying, well, it's bigger than me. It's bigger than all of us. Everything that's ever been done has been bigger than any one man.
Yep.
All right, guys.
But that's it for the video. Let me know y'all thoughts, man. This was a masterclass by Mr. Samuels. Let me know your thoughts on that. A lot to take in. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. I appreciate y'all. I'll be back. I'm gonna do, if y'all like more of these, let me know. I'm gonna do more reactions to Mr. KS, man. Gonna continue spreading his message to the masses, because he had a lot of gems. I'm gonna find more of his videos. And yeah, man, I appreciate y'all. Please like, comment, subscribe to go to 5K subs. The grind don't stop. I'm out, y'all. Peace.